Hi everyone, welcome to DARI TV, where I bring the classroom to you. I'm Hannah John, and today I'm going to share with you 3 ideas that can make your winter break even more productive. Stay tuned! So it's already the start of a new year, and this is normally when we get into the habit of making New Year's resolutions. The problem with most of those resolutions is by the time Valentine's Day rolls around, most of them have been tossed out the window. So what I want to do today is to share some practical and fulfilling ideas for students during the winter break, but also hopefully set yourself up to achieve those goals. So before we get started, just remember to be SMART. Now some of you might already know this acronym, but why don't we review it once more for everyone. So SMART, S-M-A-R-T, refers to S, specific, M, measurable, A, achievable, R, relevant, and T, timely or time-bound. Now for me, one of my goals this year, or SMART goals this year, is to upload a YouTube video to my channel every week. Now one goal I'm not going to put on paper is to have a specific number of subscribers by the end of the year. And the reason is I can't control how many subscribers enjoy my content on my YouTube channel, and because I can't control them, I don't want to make that a measure of my success. Of course, internally, I might have a goal. It'd be great to get 1,000 this year. But again, I can control how often I can upload great content to my channel, and hopefully you can also keep me accountable to this. Now, as a student, one SMART goal that you should have at the top of your to-do list is to brush up your resume. Your resume gives you the opportunity to market your skills and credentials as you go into the professional workplace. And as time goes by, you should have more and more things that you can add to this list of achievements. Think about what you've done and achieved last semester, or perhaps over the past year, not only in terms of internship or other professional experience, but also in terms of what coursework that you took that helps better prepare you for the work that you're trying to do in the future. So for example, if you know sometime down the road you want to apply for a position in marketing, it might be helpful for potential employers to get an idea about what type of experience you've had, whether that's in the workplace or if you've taken relevant coursework as well. One other tip I would add here is during the course of your classes, you might also have other projects, papers that you've worked on. It'd be a great idea if you can include some of these titles. Anything more specific that you can add to your resume would be fantastic. So to make this goal measurable and timely, you might want to give yourself a deadline for you to finish your resume. So for example, you might want to brush up your resume by January 15th, for example. And this is just kind of an arbitrary deadline. It's not set in stone, but it'd be great if you could get this done so that you can have time for some other recommendations I have for you. So for some students, networking has a very bad connotation. You might be thinking about making superficial connections based on quid pro quo. But for me, when I think of networking, I think of relationship and community building. It's really important to have a group of people who can build you up, who inspire you, and to whom you can also be of service to. So where can you start? Well, you have fantastic professors as well as fellow students, and you've probably also had some sort of internship or professional experience in the past. This is a great time, New Year's, to reach out to old friends and also connecting with new ones. If it's been a very long time since you've reached out to specific professors, there's no better time than today to get in touch. You can wish him or her a very happy New Year's. You can also update them on your progress, so what you've been doing so far in your graduate program or undergraduate program, the courses that you've taken, and also how this is going to contribute to your future career trajectory. Again, this is relationship building and community building, so as much as you want to share about what's going on in your life, they would probably also want to have an opportunity to share about what they've been doing at this time as well. So please listen with interest and genuine care, and you'll be able to build even more fruitful relationships. There are also a lot of online conferences and seminars going on at the moment. So what you could do is participate and also ask thoughtful questions. So if you're trying to make this a SMART goal for you during this winter break, you might say participate in one virtual conference in the month of January, ask one thoughtful question during said conference, and also maybe reconnect with 3 old contacts in the past, and even create perhaps a LinkedIn account and reach out to those that match your field of interest. You never know, a career opportunity might be knocking at your door as a result of all of your efforts, and if it does, please make sure you have a brushed up resume. You've already probably written at least 2 or 3 lengthy papers last semester, or at least last year. But what often happens during the break is that you forget about these papers, forget about your pain, and they go into the dustbin. This might be a good chance to resurrect those old papers and see if there are one or two that you might be willing to work on and develop into a publishable paper. Just as I mentioned before that I'm not looking at a specific number of subscribers as my goal for a specific year, you shouldn't feel the burden of having a published paper by the end of this year, for example, December 31st. Part of the reason for that is you can't control the results of the publication process. What you can do is you can set a realistic, measurable timeline for you in terms of submitting a paper to an academic journal. Now at this point, you might be thinking that you might need so much more professional hands when it comes to trying to get your paper published. This might be a good idea to reach out to perhaps the professor that you wrote the paper for and see if he or she might be interested in helping you develop the paper during the holidays. Additionally, I would recommend that you break down the publication process even further into smaller steps. So for example, if you know that you want to publish the paper by, for example, August 31st, then you can kind of back calculate to how much time realistically you would need in order to submit this paper. So for example, right now it's early January. You might aim for finding a professor who'd be willing to co-author the paper with you by the end of January, revising parts A, B, and C by the end of April, and perhaps adding parts D, E, and F by July 31st. This will then give you about a month to polish the paper and submit it by this particular deadline. The reason that I mentioned August 31st is there's not actually a big reason. It could be the end of the year, but oftentimes it might be helpful for you to try to get a big project finished before the start of another semester. Now, in addition to these three ideas, I would have one overarching suggestion. Try to find some accountability for you when it comes to achieving your SMART goals. Find a buddy, a friend, a colleague, maybe even a mentor who can keep you on track to see not only whether these are in fact SMART, but also you'll have someone to cheer you on past January 1st and all the way to this time next year. If you can't think of anyone to help you be accountable, we on DARI TV would love to be your accountability buddy. So why don't you write down in the comment section what types of SMART goals you have for this year, and we would love to keep you accountable throughout the course of the year, cheer you on, and hopefully reward you for your endeavors. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I wish you a very productive and very healthy new year. Until next time, here on DARI TV, bye!